A running start to hit a golf ball looks like a ridiculous cinematic joke. But in 2014, World Long Drive finalist Connor Powers used this exact technique to record a verified 156 mile/hour club head speed. That kind of velocity, combined with an ideal launch angle and spin rate, mathematically translates to a drive traveling up to 450 yards. Here is Padraig Harrington, a three-time major champion, who routinely utilizes a lateral run-up in his training. TrackThan telemetry shows the forward motion pushes his drives an extra 20 to 30 yards. This presents an obvious question. If launch monitors prove a running start reliably increases maximum distance by up to 10%, why isn't anyone using it to dominate the tour? To find the answer, we have to look past the pure mathematics of an impact and examine the physical realities of human biomechanics. In a traditional swing schematic, power generation is entirely rotational. The golfer pivots around a stationary center of mass to build speed. Adding a forward sprint introduces a linear velocity vector. The total impact velocity becomes the rotational speed plus the linear speed. This setup creates a one-dimensional inelastic collision. Assuming the mass of the club and the ball stay constant, any increase in club head speed creates a directly proportional increase in the ball's departure speed. As long as we keep the equation in a theoretical, frictionless vacuum, this technique maintains an optimal smash factor. It operates as a highly efficient engine for maximum distance. The problem is that this theoretical engine requires a perfectly dead center strike on the club's center of percussion, commonly known as the sweet spot. When a golfer runs toward the tee, their center of mass shifts constantly. Hitting a 1-inch target area while swinging a metal rod at over 150 miles per hour becomes statistically improbable to repeat. If the ball strikes the face-off center by a few millimeters, the club's effective mass plummets and energy transfer breaks down. Wasted kinetic energy violently twists the club face, imparting extreme lateral spin and resulting in unplayable slices or hooks. All that added linear momentum is entirely useless if the strike doesn't physically transfer the energy into the ball. To convert forward momentum into a rotational whip, a golfer must aggressively post up, slamming their lead leg into the turf as a fulcrum. This sudden stop generates massive ground reaction forces. The player must decelerate their moving body weight in a fraction of a second, causing their angular acceleration to spike. The sheer torque placed on the equipment causes a phenomenon analysts call the watermelon effect. The rotational force pulls the club head so hard that a stiff carbon fiber shaft will bend forward like a drawn bow just before impact. The human body takes the real punishment. The lead knee and the lower back are forced to absorb that violent deceleration, pushing the ACL and lumbar discs well beyond their normal shear force tolerances. The run-up technique ultimately fails because it subjects both the equipment and the human skeleton to structural stresses they were never designed to withstand. Despite the erratic results and physical danger of using this in live play, elite PGA instructors actively utilize a modified version of it on the practice range, known as the step drill. By forcing a player to plant their front foot while the club is still moving backward, the drill maximizes the separation angle between the hips and shoulders. This builds immense elastic energy in the core, enforcing a proper kinetic sequence. Here is Justin Thomas demonstrating a fully sequenced, balanced finish. Amateurs often struggle with hanging back on their trail leg, but the forward momentum of the step drill acts as an aggressive correction, making that flaw physically impossible. Adam Sandler originally developed his chaotic run-up in his youth just to outdrive his dad, but mathematically, he stumbled onto a highly effective diagnostic blueprint for weight transfer and power generation. The film also famously features the concept of finding a happy place to calm down before a drive. This is a Hollywood simplification of a legitimate clinical sports psychology technique called arousal control. You can see the cognitive approach mapped out in this illustration. Professional coaching programs teach players to draw an imaginary boundary behind the ball, dividing the grass into a mechanical think box and a purely instinctual play box. Once a player crosses that line, they use specific physical triggers, like tugging a glove strap, and tactical breathing patterns to downregulate their sympathetic nervous system, clearing out any analytical thoughts. From a pure physics standpoint, the cinematic drive operates as a perfect theoretical model for kinematics, a severe warning about biomechanical limits, and a lesson in cognitive focus.